Hey guys, I like my pasta creepy, and today's story is called Don't Look Now. I always was afraid of the dark. Well, not the dark itself, but the idea that somebody could be lurking somewhere in my house in the middle of the night. My sisters laughed at me, but my younger brother had the same issue. He knew I frequently looked at the closet in our bedroom, slightly ajar, and think about hooded men with axes, but my brother looked up to me as a source of logic and comfort. Although I could barely do anything, I didn't do anything. One night, when I was at a friend's house, my brother was murdered in his sleep. My worst fears have been confirmed. Somebody has entered my home and murdered my brother. For years on end, my mother has said how happy she was that I was away. Although I felt guilty, if I didn't have nightmares of psychopaths with secret torture dungeons, then I would have nightmares of my brother chasing me down, telling me, "Why, Brian? Why didn't you save me? I trusted you." I would always wake up early in the morning, hearing the slightest of sounds, which I thought was another murderer, but my parents said it was just because of the house's age. In high school, I was diagnosed with insomnia. My therapist was fine, but he didn't always help. I slept, but only for so long. In my senior year, we reached a breakthrough, and I slept a full 12 hours. My family was extremely proud. One of my sisters joked that I was a complete teenager at that moment. I didn't fully understand what she meant, but I was happy to get a full night's sleep. 11 years passed. In that time, I went to college in St. Louis, got a good job in Kansas City, and even had a share in a popular bar. During the nights, I slept amazingly. In January, I had a bit of a hard time, but it was fine overall. I still had thoughts of murderers and what could be lurking in the dark, but I blocked those thoughts with the attention to details around my bedroom or out the window. Thinking about people walking around on the sidewalk, cars going down the empty roads, it was meditative. Until one night, even after I left for work that day, I felt uneasy, like something bad was going to happen. There were low, dark clouds hanging over the city, and the distant rumbling of thunder. The temperature was low, as October temps were, but this chilled me to the bone. I got into my car and turned on the radio, but the radio towers in the area were down by heavy winds that were coming to Kansas City. I sped to my apartment complex. Almost nobody was there except for Mr. Neal, but he always was there. This made me feel even more uneasy. To calm myself down, I just said it was the transition period between fall and winter. I had a small dinner, watched Netflix, and went to bed at 10:30. I would normally go to bed at 11, but I wanted to get that awful evening over with as soon as possible. As I was getting into bed, I saw the frame of a person on the sidewalk below. I turned off the light and pulled the covers over me and saw as the person below walked away. He was wearing a hoodie, jeans, and concealing his face. I was creeped out by him. He reminded me of the man who killed my brother, or someone who would, a stereotype if you will. Even if he was just a normal guy walking the streets late at night, he made my stomach do knots. I couldn't sleep that night. I glanced at my clock, 1:40. I sighed and tried to roll to the other side of my bed. I couldn't roll to the other side because before I could, a man's voice whispered, "Don't look now." I froze. "Good," he said. I heard footsteps moving towards the bed, and all I could think of is that my worst fears were confirmed. I kept thinking about my brother, and I accepted my demise as the cold metal of a butcher's knife sliced through my skin. So guys, if you liked today's story, make sure you click that like and subscribe button down below so you can get all the newest creepypastas from my channel. And I hope you like your creepypasta as I like my pasta creepy, guys, and have a good one.